Hello and welcome to our parent and child Minecraft. Today we are not going to do an entertaining Minecraft video, but today we will talk about the pitfalls you stumble upon when you have an internet savvy child. So over the last few weeks month we had to replace some of our hardware because we had a failure with our main PC. So we spent a lot of time on eBay, Amazon, and there were some of those price draw advertisements, and obviously at some point one of us clicked on it and we ended up getting one of those wonderful advertisements for a free iPhone. And as I'm pretty old now, I know that there's no such thing as a free iPhone. So we started looking up what actually is happening. And what I want to make clear is those are criminals. Those are not people who are intelligent and win a game of cat and mouse or something. No, they are criminals. They have criminal energy. They have built up a sophisticated network of websites and scam sites, and they have all the tools which are basically connected to criminal activity on the internet. And it's not fun because it is aimed at people who are not that informed, and I can see a child signing up for something like that when it's 16 or 17 years old and has maybe its first debit card so that the pocket money goes into the bank account, and then being too ashamed to come clean and money going out of their bank account for months and months and months. Or you can imagine any other scenario. So what this is all about is they basically lure people onto their sites with the offer of a free phone or a free iPad or whatever after you win one of those mini games they advertise on Google, which is another point. I mean, those internet companies allegedly know so much about us, but they don't get their act together when it comes to people who do criminal activity. How is it possible that companies, no, not criminals like these, are allowed to put their advertisements on eBay and Amazon sites without somebody actually taking actions? I contacted eBay and it took me the good part of a week to get the incriminating advertisement off their site. I mean, they have taken it down eventually, but it took me a good part of a week. And I also contacted the authorities here in the UK, and they are basically hopeless. I mean, it would be easy to follow the money. The whole scam is situated in Cyprus. All the companies you will see are sitting in Cyprus, and there must be a way to get to follow the money stream and to close the accounts down. But obviously, that isn't such a high priority. So after you do the price draw, we here's one one example. I mean, it's the worst one, but it is really what you. So what you get is you win a prize somehow, and then you end up on those sites, and it shows you that you have to pay £1 or £1.70 or whatever for an iPhone. And you can see here this is a counter which counts down to the time. And you see here the contest is not made in, so they in the small print at the end, at the bottom of the page, they state what it is actually about. So the thing is that basically if you pay the shipping costs, you sign up to a 3-day trial for a subscription service, which we will see later. And that means that every 2 weeks, $17.99 or any other sum, they vary from page to page, will be deducted from your account. And I can tell you this is a very old thing. 15 years ago was the height of the direct debit scam. So people were ordering free samples of stuff where they paid the shipping costs, and with those shipping costs they also signed up for direct debits for subscription services. And it took some of them months to get out of their direct debits. So it isn't that easy, because legally you have signed up to the service yourself. That you have been tricked doesn't matter. So never ever fill in one of those forms. I mean, I don't need to tell you that there will be no phone forthcoming. It is obviously not happening. But what is happening is that you... Sorry, I need to get my coffee. What is happening is that you or your child sign up to a subscription service. So let's have a look what actually... So there are a lot of different ones, so we can have a look. So this was the one which came up after we spun the wheel. Here's another one, and another one. So what you... Sorry, but that was needed. So what you find at the bottom of the page is where the company or the website you actually sign up to, and they differ from page to page, but you will see the people behind are the same every time. So here we have shock trades. Here we have teleservice. What was it here? Insensi Save. It is. It doesn't matter. It's the same model every time. It's just different names, and it is different type of goods. So let's see what we have. Yeah, here we have again, and that again, and you see there's no shortage of, oh yeah, here we have the next one. Hairdo hype. Okay, now let's have a look at what is behind all those. So here we have the first one. So supposedly it is a membership club where you can buy hair products and beauty products. Let's have a look. So we can buy different articles, but you see on this side they haven't even bothered to fill in the actual numbers. We will find websites which are better than that one, but still it is the same. So we have always the same setup. So you have a front which looks like a shop, and you have a half decent professional looking website. So here we have the company name which is behind the website. Which is called Heliodrel Limited and sits in Cyprus. And here you can see they have quite a few. And you can see basically they are all linked to the same scam. So we are looking at Skin Glow. We are looking at Hair Duzu. We are looking at Insensi whatever. So they are all behind this company, and when we look into the company itself, then we find it is registered in Cyprus. So something you might want to think about when you plan your next holiday. I mean, how on earth can people who run that scam be left alone for years and years and years? So here we have a little bit more information where you can find. So basically they are situated in a flat somewhere in Cyprus. I don't think they are actually there. The problem might be that They have just found somebody who is willing to do the registration for them. So it's all the same. It's all the same. Here we have the website for the next membership. You can see it looks like a shop, but they haven't even bothered to fill anything in. I guess they use templates which they get from the internet. And that's another one of those companies which is behind the scam. And you see same modus operandi. I even found the financial information for one of the accounts, and it was about, that's another website. So basically it's always the same. As you can see, it's another membership club where you use your subscription for. So you're allowed to buy stuff which isn't even priced. So there's no question that it is not about buying stuff. There are no services behind the whole thing. Nobody is planning to sell you anything with it. There's just criminal activity. And I have looked up some of the domains, and there we have the same modus operandi as well. So you have the usual suspects. The domain names are bought at budget domain companies. The actual servers are seated at Cloudflare or any other. The who is blocked, so you can't see who's actually behind. This is very rare. That's a very rare occasion where we actually find the company behind it. And here you can see another common modus is that you have a lot of different internet connections, which basically are all showing in the same direction. So here we have one website where they actually managed to set up anything which looks remotely like a shop, but you see it is always the same modus operandi, the same. So that is the legal facade they build up so that they can justify the direct debit for your going into your account. And when you look up the companies, it is of course the same. And there are a lot of people trapped in this. It's not that the usual internet idiot stumbles onto a free iPhone and then signs up. And no, there are decent people who just are caught in a moment of despair or whatever. So, and if you actually look up those companies, then you can see that they are not unknown, that they are very, it is it is known what they are doing, and it is known that they are doing illegal stuff. But for whatever reason, I think maybe it's because they the authorities are under the impression if somebody does criminal activity where white collar is involved, it is not that urgent. But when you look into it, you can see their websites use tools which then in turn may harm the actual machines where the people when people buy or visit their websites or buy or pay up for the transportation costs for the posting your £1 which you pay initially, and then you not only are hooked up on a subscription service, but you also download malware onto your computer, because all those sites are linked via forwarding addresses to other servers. Of course, this is like a huge criminal family. You have a complete setup of internet infrastructure which goes from one stage to the other. And yeah, that is another one which is connected to one of those. And you can see, I mean, the traffic they generate gets them into the top 1 million pages. So we are not talking about a random idiot who stumbles upon their page. They are sophisticated. They offer, this is a pension scam here. So, and those are all servers which are connected to criminal activity on the internet. And you can see those servers, they are supplying malware for, and here is basically the whole infrastructure is built around one of those domains, track go big media. And this is a server which is only for forwarding. So basically all the traffic is connected. It's like a huge intersection where all the other servers come together. And you can see we find a lot of different scams which have been run on this network over time. And what you also need to keep in mind is usually they change their infrastructure every 6, 12, 18 months. So what we find now is what is running for the last 2 years. Because after that, they set up a new infrastructure, but in the same. So this is one of those other scams listening, and you can see it is international. It is aimed specifically at different countries. The iPhone scam is very popular in France because France has a very bad legal structure when it comes to canceling your direct debits. It's not that easy. So you will find a lot of different. Oh, here we find our Teleservice Plus from our first website. So you will find a lot of different scams running from the basically same servers. Here we have the, you can see what is behind. I mean, it all speaks for itself, and what you can't understand, or what I can't understand, is how it is possible that this goes on so long without the authorities. Yeah, and I mean, let's talk about it openly. I mean, there are internet companies who allegedly know so much about us, and why do they not know that a good part of their advertising revenue comes from criminal activity? How is it possible that uh, companies who rent out servers don't seem to know what is done, what is happening on their machines when it goes on for years? And when they perfectly know the modus operandi, and when when their forwarding addresses show to malicious servers, how can they not act? Is it really that important to get the money from the crooks, which they in turn extort from unsuspecting people? Yeah, okay, must be. So here's another one, which is, you see, I want a computer amounting to €2. Yeah, and then of course you don't never get the computer, but you surely like hell get the subscription fee for a non-existing service. And that could be your child, which has just given away their first debit card details with their pocket money when they thought they actually won something in a prize draw. So we see here basically the junction was just set up 9 months ago, and in those 9 months they generated so much traffic that they are already pretty high up in the ranking. And this site doesn't actually exist. It's all only for port forwarding. This is basically only the address where they bundle and divert their traffic. So you have a few internet, and here you can see this is a website which is dedicated to show visualize internet traffic to phishing and malicious sites, and here you can see 37% of the phishing mails and URL shortener are directed via track media. That is, I mean, not too bad, isn't it? Yeah, and yeah, as I said, it could be your child. And here we have short overview over what is going on those server. So we have the teleservice, we have the spin the wheel, winning for life, we have the iPhone scam, we have the pension scam, we have yeah, that's another iPhone scam here. So it's not that you find that you don't find the stuff. So the other so there is a lot of information about, but it is not enough, obviously, because those scams are everywhere. I mean, I was so amazed when I found it on eBay. I mean, it was a Google app which was running on eBay, but how is it possible that those sites don't know what is happening? Yeah. And of course, the iPhone 12 doesn't officially. Yeah, that was. So you can see it's nothing new, it's nothing singular, it happens. And the main purpose is to set up a direct debit into your account for basically non-existing service, and that is another one of the companies behind it. So when you look at Infinite Fun, that's another of the companies involved. You can see the company behind it is Zillow, and Zillow is also situated in Cyprus, and you can see the company records on the internet. And here we find one information which is mind-boggling. They have made 331,000 US dollars in sales. We don't know the exact period, but that is obviously a lot of money for nothing. Because we know that they don't sell anything. So here you see one of the Disclaimers: I have read and agreed to the terms of to the policy, and I'm at least 18 years of age, but it doesn't matter. You can be 15, you still win the prize. It doesn't matter. And you sign up basically for a 3-day trial, which is the £1.50, and then you're having a hard time to cancel. We don't know how to cancel, but yeah, so that is another one. Good. And here you see what is actually behind it. I've just succumbed to the Galaxy Samsung at €1. How to unscribe and report the infinite fun site. Yeah. Yeah, basically you need to cancel the direct debit with your bank. That's the only option you have. There's no It's called a lottery scam, and it should work without. Yeah. You can see there are a lot of IP addresses running from those. Yeah, so that was about the scams. I hope it gave you a little bit of an information that you need not to be ashamed when you fall into one of those traps. You are in good company. It happens to the best of us. But it is maybe something you want to talk about with your child, or you want to look up, or yeah, just know, even when you have been caught, know where you are. There's no need to get angry. You go nowhere when you try to vent your anger. The money you have spent is lost. You will not receive an iPhone. You will not receive whatever you have signed up to, and you will have a hard time getting the money back they have taken from your account. Usually, just forget about it and get on with your life. But cancel the direct debit as fast as you can. I mean, that is the only option you have. There is no other legal avenue you can proceed. I mean, you can try to get the money back via your card company or via your bank, but I haven't heard much about people who were actually able to retrieve their funds. Okay, I hope, no, it's not the right term to say I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brought you some information you didn't have before, and I hope you know what to do if you come across one of those fake websites, those lottery scams, or whatever scam it is, pension scams, or yeah, membership club uh, scams, or whatever they are running, and you know what is happening. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you think it is worth it, and see you next time. Bye.